So now what is funny is you think you changed the outside world because all of a sudden he's smiling to you and he's saying hello and how are you doing and things like that. But in truth, it's not really that. You changed yourself, you changed your attitude. When you change your attitude and give it life force energy, you are working with divine order. And you're working with friendliness and loving kindness, first of all for yourself, because this is what life force energy is. You're contacting this source energy.
Everyone has challenges. I have my challenges, you have your challenges. Everyone has these challenges daily, and there's no way to escape. But there is a way to hold the life in our hands, and that's what we're going to talk today with Bianca Telle. She's our Quantum Touch Liaison for Germany. She's practitioner for 18 years now. Hi, Bianca, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I have a couple of questions here to ask you, Bianca, about this subject, your life between your hands. In our life, you have these challenges, but there is a way to handle this differently from a different perspective, from inside to outside. Instead of just reacting to whatever is out, there is a different way you can have a space for ourselves. And my first question for you is, what can we do different with challenges, daily challenges, by using quantum touch? In other words, how to hold our life between our hands.
So first of all, we have to make a little bit of inner work before we can actually do the quantum touch energy work for that. So when we have a challenge, first of all, we go into our body and breathe again and start to breathe slowly, because when we're breathing slowly, it's much better for our thinking consciousness to calm down. We want to train our thinking consciousness to be more precise and less tell ourselves stories about ourselves and the life we're just now experiencing. So what I do first of all, when I feel myself right in the middle of a challenge, something I really don't want to experience, I want to have a change, I want to be different, I stop, I listen to my thoughts, I listen to my feelings and sensations, and then I stop. And then I do a very slow, conscious breathing. I go into my body consciousness, and then I tell my thinking mind to shut up. And then I give it a task. And I tell the task, okay, I understand we don't want this. So what do we want? What do we want instead? I don't want to feel this pain. I don't want to feel this anger of this person towards me. I don't want to be afraid of not having enough money. I'm so worried about the situation right now in the world, things like that. Okay, then I listen to that. And then I keep on breathing very slowly. And then I ask my body, where is this problem right now? Where do we feel it? And then I make a split, a conscious split. So I'm now two. I'm the one who's the consciousness, the healer, and I'm the one who's the sufferer. And first of all, I do have compassion with my suffering, because this is the ego mind. That's the part of me who really has problems, who's living in this duality, who's having the whole time to do with all these contrasts and the suffering. And I know why is suffering there anyway. I'm not sure if we still have to learn from suffering, but I can learn, how do I make myself suffer? Only because this one person was so angry against me or said this and this, things like that, I don't have to suffer. I can notice that this person did something or didn't something, but I now take care of my own reaction. This is the part I can do. This is the thing I can control. I can control my reaction with a little bit of technique and a little bit of training, but it's possible.
Yes.
So first of all, when I see I went out in the outer world too much and I'm reacting, I go back inside of me, and then I'm very, very interested in my reaction without judging this reaction. I am compassionate with the part of me which is now suffering. And then I can take this part as an energetic, treating, thinking, acting person. I extract this part, I take it out of me and take it between my hands, still with compassion, really with love, really with concern. And what I have now between my hands is the problem. The problem I experience as a problem. As an energetic person, it's only energy, and it's a stuck energy. And what I do, the easiest way, what I can do with this taken out problem, this energy, is with my breathing techniques, with quantum touch. I have a very easy goal now. Keep flowing. I want you to move again. No reason to be stuck now, because you are now with you alone. No one else is there when you're doing this technique. And then you have, with quantum touch, different ways to treat it with the different breathing techniques, which really have definitely totally different characters. So one breathing technique is to collect your energy, to calm yourself down, to be with you again, to concentrate, but also it's a very relaxing mode. Then you have techniques which are more for releasing something or to put movement in it or accelerate energy. Very often it's very good that first of all you go really in a strong, one of the strong breathing techniques which are there to really get the energy agitated, because if an energy is too slow, it's lingering. And this is not good because it causes more and more problems. So this is the way, whatever problem it is, whatever fears or complaints, even pains, this is the main technique what you can do.
Yes.
And it doesn't have any limits really, because when you are trained, when you love this way of treating yourself, which is very nice because it's a way for your personal freedom, you can take your whole life in a ball of energy. And what is very important with this work is that you are very, very close to life force energy itself. This energy which is creating everything and which is supporting and nourishing anything. This is where you come from, and you are in this energy the whole time. So what happens if you leave all your fears and personality, Boris and things like that, just behind, just for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, just for fun, play with it and say, okay, whatever there is, huge energy, life force energy, here is my whole life in this energy ball. Use your imagination, your whole life. And now it's getting very exciting. I would also suggest that you connect to your soul and to your higher self, all these like higher capacities you have inside of you, and of course your heart intelligence.
Yeah.
You invite them and say, please, I want to hold my whole life with all these different ways of living and being between my hands. And then you need your body awareness, you need your breathing, very slow breathing. And first of all, you have a checkup. But then again, you have to be the two people. So the first one is the one with the consciousness. This is a checkup. How is my life? How does it feel now? You don't go in details at all. It's like the soul can do that with a huge picture, overall picture. With your soul, you hold your life. It's like, how am I doing? How is it right now? And just you don't have anything in mind. You just want to know, how does it feel, my life in general? Soul, tell me. My superconsciousness, tell me. And then you breathe, and while you're breathing the whole time with purest life force energy. And then you can start to talk to the purest life force energy. Is there anything you want to tell me? Don't think about details or anything. And then you can ask very, very simple questions. Is there any color I need now?
Yes, you mentioned Bianca about relaxing mode, and I remember that you like to use this word in quantum touch mode. It is a really nice one. So I have another question here, because I started saying that the problems are out of us, and need to take a step back, as you're saying, this movement to be in a relaxed mode. And now my question for you is how to work with these problems in a practical way, like fears and financial issues. A lot of people face that. You mentioned a little bit about relationships, but the big picture, all of these aspects of the life, how to handle in a very practical manner by using quantum touch.
The easiest way, whatever problem there is, it's your reaction, which then is told by your, or judged by your thinking mind, this is a problem. The things are as they are. Okay, so what is most important is one's own reaction, and with your reaction you work. This is one thing. If you say, okay, I'm very, very interested in the way to work with myself. I'm really unnerved that I react or overreact to these situations over and over again, and I want to stop it. I want to train myself out of it. That's one thing. So to work with yourself, with your reaction, and you take your reaction between your hands and you give quantum touch on it, which means pure light, which means pure energy, and of course energy movement, because you want the stuck energy to flow again, to move. That's one thing. The other thing is you can take the problem, let's say you have a tough problem in the house you are living. It's bad smelling and there's something really, really wrong, and it's so old and the proprietor doesn't do anything. Okay, then you take this problem, the problem in your house with this stinkiness or whatever it is in this old house, and he doesn't care about repairing anything. You take this whole matter in your bubble between your hands and you give pure life force energy on it. And of course, you set the intention, this problem is solved. Its problem is solved. You don't have to go through many details, but just think what is the easiest, precisest thing you really want to have. You want whatever the heating to be repaired. This is everything you have between your hands. It is repaired. So there's a, thank you for this question. There's a very important differentiation. I can work with a problem or I can work with a solution, the aim. So what I'm telling now is, of course, the beginning is your heating is not repaired, it's stinky, everything. But what do you want? You want a wonderful working heating. And then you can leave the problem behind and work only with a solution. Your heating is working very fine again. Now, the other way is, I'm so angry with this proprietor. I told him so many times, nothing is happening. And he's so just out of this world in his reaction towards me. Okay, take this between your hands because you are unnerved. You're really hurt because he doesn't listen to you. He doesn't respect you. Oh, that's a very, very important subject. Work with this. He doesn't respect me. Would it make any difference if he starts to listen to you, respect you, and he's acting accordingly? Yes, it would. Okay, then take between your hands, you both, and you give the energy to the solution. He's wonderfully listening to you. He's really nice. And this is getting your life force energy.
Yeah, this is a very good example because, again, you talk about step back and you go inside and you start dealing with the environment and then the thing, environment, and then with the owner, the landlord. So it is very interesting, the different aspects, and there are a lot of examples you could tell about these different aspects of the same issue. But the very first step is this step back and go inside in a relaxed mode. This is very important. So by doing this, and as I said, you would have a lot of different examples. What can you expect by doing this, the output of this experience?
First of all, by this work, you are changing yourself. So what was, first of all, so very dramatic and very important and very, something has to happen right now. You don't feel like that anymore because you yourself calmed down. You feel not only better, but stronger. And the more you do this work, the more proof you have that you actually can change things. So now what is funny is you think you changed the outside world because all of a sudden he's smiling to you and he's saying hello and how are you doing and things like that. But in truth, it's not really that. You changed yourself, you changed your attitude. When you change your attitude and give it life force energy, you are working with divine order. And you're working with friendliness and loving kindness, first of all for yourself, because this is what life force energy is. You're contacting this source energy. And from there, I'm also talking about the art, but it's not complicated, the art to work with resistance. Whose resistance? First of all, your own. Because of course, you have all the right in the world to be really, really angry against him. But if you change your attitude with this wonderful energy work of quantum touch, you're changing the field which is going on between you and him or her. And this is why things are changing. So in the end, it's both. First of all, you work with yourself, you change your attitude, your resistance, and it's working for the other side as well. It's field work, it's quantum field work all the time.
Yes, I like that you say when you do this movement, you will become stronger because there's even Eckhart Tolle, I like him very much. In one of his books, Perhaps the New Earth, I read this book a couple of times. He says, when the person does not react, people think the person is being passive, but no, it is the opposite. Because if you are consistent with your inner work and you're being here in stillness while something is going wrong, you are being extremely active and not passive.
Right.
It's a very different perspective. And then you said we become stronger because Not, in other words, not being a slave of the ego. You know, the ego is
Yes.
like a machine within us.
Yeah.
So it is pushing buttons and you are reacting.
Yeah.
You can start practicing to be in charge, you know, to have control of this machine out of control. So this movement make us to be stronger than our ego, right?
Exactly. When we learn to move life force energy the whole time, no matter what, we are out of the way of reacting all the time, and our ego and ego mind and personality can heal and go into development, in evolution. Because our main problem is that we take everything personal. And most of the time it's not personal at all. It's just that someone has its own way of seeing the world and reacting and things like that. And you're the one who's just in the way and, okay, exploding and everything like that. But it's not you. It's not about us. So the personality, if we don't take care of it, is always looking for outer circumstances. They should be that and nice and peaceful and wonderful and things like that. And as you said, yeah, I go a bit far outside of this, what we are saying, that it's time that we stop being dependent on other people, on circumstances, on whatever. And it's so easy. If you don't stop breathing, if you don't stop the life force energy to flow inside of you, that's fine. So the main anchor you can have is right deep into yourself, right in your heart center. You can have it in your lower dantian, any kinds of energy centers and things like that. So that's much better. And when you are becoming calmer and much more harmonized, you harmonize your environment. So this is pure peace work, without using any language, any words, anything like that. So keep breathing, and your whole body system loves it if you keep breathing together with life force energy.
Yeah.
Pure life. Life doesn't stop if someone is angry on you.
Yeah, so you're discussing here about your life between your hands.
Yes.
You mentioned a lot of things. Just a final message, if you would say really in like 1 minute, something short, the summary of our conversation here, what is the major difference this keeping the life between our hands can bring us, essentially?
It's competence, really. You definitely can hold your whole life between your hands and give it the most wonderful, compassionate, loving energy, and you do it just yourself. Your whole life. So normally we don't contact our whole life. If you hold your own whole life between your hands, then you must go to your own upper levels, because from there you can have a feeling of, okay, I hold now, like the earth is a ball, and now my life is a ball, and I hold it between my hands, and I give it all the love and compassion it needs, all the attention, and I just do it. I don't have any aim, anything like that, but hey, you are there, and you are so courageous to come to the earth, incarnate in this duality, in all these complicated 3D dimension. And here you have this pure light. And I love you, and I thank you. I thank you, body. I thank you, personality. I thank you, my thoughts and my emotions and my imaginations and everything I have. I thank you. And what is very important when you do this work, there's a magic word. It's called a magic switch word. And this switch word is together. we are together in this. So don't split in many things and many details. Now we are one ball of light. We are together, and I nourish you now.
Yes.
And then things change.
Yes.
And you change things.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Bianca. And for you who is watching this video, I will leave all the contact information for Bianca workshops, how to learn Quantum Touch, and for sessions if you want to have a session with her. And you can access her contact information to know the coming workshops. Thank you very much, Bianca, for your time.
You're welcome.
Look forward to see you again with us here.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.